Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Phantasy Star on the Wii Virtual Console. Before we head to the Baya Malay Tower, which leads to the final dungeon in the game, we're gonna just get the rest of the monsters and the bestiary that we missed. The first one here is the elephant. It can only be encountered on the grass tiles around the northern Vortava cave. So that's why I must have missed it, because I didn't step on the grass, or when I was on the grass I didn't run into it as an encounter. So let's knock it off the list there. And then we're going to hop back onto our hovercraft and head to the west. And we're going to head to the shoreline above the Scion's cave, to the east of Scion. And you just want to hug the shore. And this is a kind of a rare monster. It took me about like 15 minutes to find it. I'm just wandering back and forth. But eventually we got to run into this big club monster. So we finish it off. And now we have two lava monsters. This monster is actually on the way to the Baya Malay Tower. But rather than farm it while I was going to that tower, I wanted to get it right now, so that I don't have to waste time and resources potentially hunting it down. There's a lot of wyverns you can encounter in this area too. So just wanted to get it out of the way, that way if I don't encounter it on the way to the tower, I'm not using a lot of resources. So, and then the last monster is actually to the east of Vortava. So I could have got this one before I went to the elephant one, but I actually thought this one was actually in the lava field by the Baya Malay Tower. But turns out this waterman is in the lava field east of Vortava. So that is all the monsters that we can run into basically in the game, except for the ones that are in the tower and the boss monsters. So we will run into them, well, some of them, when we continue this episode. So I just want to make a save right here. I set my work point back here to Caminite, so that I can always get that free healing, because it's going to take several trips to get up the tower. The tower is pretty long, and there's several objectives in the tower. One, we want to get the, obviously we want to get all the treasure in there, because 100% in the game. So we're going to take one trip that only goes up to get treasure. A second trip is going to be taken to get to the soothsayer, who has the crystal. That crystal, we're told in Dezois that a man has it and Lassic fears it. That crystal allows you to fight Lassic. Without that crystal, if you try to fight Lassic, he basically just hits you with his lightning spell that kills you instantly. So it's necessary to have this crystal to prevent that spell from one-shotting you. So, and then the final climb up will be to actually get to the top of the tower, where we are supposed to use the arrow prism to reveal the location of Lassic's tower. Like I said, the first two trips, though, are all we're going to be doing here in this this episode. So then we're going to make a nice run back to Caminite, heal up, that we have full hit points and magic points for our attempt up to the top in the next episode. Once we encounter basically all the enemies except for the bosses that we have to fight, we can start using, for the final trip up the tower, we start using the wand with all our characters to automatically run from all the fights. That way you can basically have every one of your characters use the item in the item command, and that way the only way you're going to get taken any damage is if the monster goes before any of your characters. Of course, you're stacking the odds against that happening if all four characters are using the item. All four have to use the item, otherwise they'll use the command that you give them, and that includes the run command. So if you have like Alice use the wand, Myau use the wand, Odin use the wand, and then Noah tries to run, and Noah's run fails, it's not going to allow the other three to use the wand. So to be safe, just have everybody use the wand, because at this point, we're not really worried about Mercedes, the gold, or worried about, experience. I said mid-20s is about where you're good enough to beat the game, and our character's already in that level, so I said that level of range, so we don't have to really worry about it. So yeah, we've got a lot of tough monsters in here, dragons, there's stalkers, we're going to run into these magician monsters that we could have run into on Dazors, but they're kind of rare there. And they're really difficult because they're like the Marauders. They use the Thunder spell. So, those are the big guys you're going to have to really worry about. I'm also going to get a whole bunch of equipment in here, but it's all like terrible equipment. Like, you see, to have like one copy of every single sword, copy of, you know, axes. So, feel free to have, well, you should want to have at least like one empty slot, so you can just get this equipment when you pick it up, dump it. But you obviously don't want to have 2 empty slots at least. One for that crystal, and then there's also another key that we can get here. We're not going to get it on this trip, on these first 2 trips going up, because it's along the way to the top of the tower. But there's another key that allows you to open those doors that we've only been able to open with Noah's open spell. That's the one that went to the prison, the Scion prison, and then the one that entered this tower here. So you want to get that key, because now actually we can just avoid using Noah's open spell, save a little bit of MP. So here's that enemy I was talking about, the magician. As you see, he starts off using the thunder spell. It's everybody for around 30-some damage. So very you know, difficult guy to deal with. So luckily we only run into one of them here, one at a time. So run into a group of them, so as long as he doesn't use the thunder spell, it ain't too bad. But yeah, we finally take him out. Now we just really have to worry about boss monsters. They're the only ones we haven't met in our bestiary. So we got a boss at the top of the tower, a mini boss, Lassic, and then we have, well, a spoiler, a final boss. Head up next floor, and like I said, this first time we're going up the tower, we're just mainly going up to get the crystal. Now we're going to go the other way to get treasure. So, checking out my thing. There's something you have to drop, and then we drop an item. Flashes, don't need them. Don't need that short sword. Like I said, I want to have at least 2 free inventory spaces, so I can get that key eventually, and get the crystal. Luckily, most of the items that you do get here, other than the equipment items, are healing items. So you get a lot of burgers and colas. So if you need inventory space, you can heal yourself a little bit. So here's the soothsayer. To get the crystal, you have to answer yes, yes, no, no. So 3 yeses and then 2 no's. So I don't know who this Alex O'Shale is, but you have to say that you're looking for him. I think that you don't even know who that is, but if you say you're looking for him, that is the reason why the one question is going to be answered no. This one coming up. Because he's like, everything I've said is correct, and you're not really looking for the Alex guy. So, yeah, luckily though, this guy, like I said, it's just a thing of trial and error. Every time, if you answer wrong, he kicks you out and basically says, like, you know, you're an unbeliever. I basically showed off that dialogue for most of the time. So, basically, you know, it's just, you know, 50-50 each time, and eventually you'll get it just by, you know, being persistent. So, which is what we wore. We ended up getting that crystal. You can only get 1, so, but that's okay, even if you answer questions correctly a second time. You only get 1 crystal. So we're gonna use the flute to warp out of here. Now we're going to head back on a second run of this tower to just get a bunch of treasure. It leads to a dead end. The way forward to the tower is going to be straight ahead and then to the right. That's going to take us to the staircase we want to go, so we're going to head straight and go to the left instead. That's going to take us halfway up the tower to a bunch of pointless treasure, but like I said, the only real treasure that we probably really want in here would be the that key. That's going to help save us some MP. But like I said, I want to grab all the treasure, you know, 100% the game, so I'm going to be going out of my way to get that extra treasure. So, yeah, get some extra experience, might gain a level or 2. So, in this floor, when we get to the second intersection here, we're going to stop and use the trap spell, because there's a pit floor right in front of us that if you go in, it takes you to another basement. You got to work your way back up to this basement. So it's only one floor though, so it's not that bad. But you don't want to fall in that pit trap. Luckily, there's not too many pit traps in this tower. So went the wrong way. It's not this little clove. It's the next one down. So we head down and then go off to the side, and that's where we get the treasure chest. Went a little out of the way there. We'll head back to this intersection and take a right now. See, dragon's really tough. Luckily, we're strong enough that we don't even have to waste Noah's MP when fighting the dragons. We don't need to use that wind spell, which is good because, like I said, we're going to be relying on that wind spell to do most of the damage against Lassic when we fight him. So not having to waste it on his henchmen is a good deal. So, we also, of course, want to save Myau's magic because he's going to be the healer. He's the only one who can really heal effectively in battle. Alice can heal, of course, but she only has that heal spell that only gives 20 hit points, where Myau's his cure spell heals 80. The Bogers only do half of that, so... Lassic can be weird with his damage output, so sometimes you can hit for a lot, sometimes with a little, so sometimes you just gotta get, hopefully, rolls low in his damage. What's it called? Like, percentage variance, I think they call it, where a certain spell can deal like X or like X% to Y% of a certain number. So it's just a matter of hoping that the dice roll is in your favor. So that's of course why a lot of these levels are really important to get, because that way if the dice roll doesn't roll in your favor, you can, you know, have the hit points and stuff to survive. That's why a lot of those tools is speedruns, TASs, tools of speedruns, you know, they can beat these RPGs at really low level because they can, you know exactly how to manipulate with slowdown, save states, frame advance, how to manipulate the random number generator to always have favorable actions happen, like the enemy misses or the enemy falls asleep to you know, a 1 in 2 for 56 chance spell landing. Yeah, some tool-assisted speedruns are pretty neat how they manipulate it. That's of course, like I said, it's basically like, you know, theoretically possible if you have like perfect luck to do like their speed-assisted tool runs. So, speaking of that, like that's really interesting that's going on right now. Somebody just beat the final level in Super Mario Maker 1 for the Wii U. It was the only level that wasn't cleared because the servers are shutting down on April 8th. And there was one level that wasn't cleared by a human. It was cleared by a tool-assisted speedrun to be uploaded to the level, to be uploaded to the servers, but no person actually did it. But some guy from France did the other day, so a lot of people have been trying to grind out that final level, trimming the herbs. But yeah, somebody has finally done it. Completed the level without, you know, tool assistance. So now we're just going to head back to the tower. A little bit of a good stuff to capture card, but we just went into the Scion prison here. We'll be forced, of course, to fight this android cop again, but he's not too much of a problem. If we tried to run from him using the wand, of course, we would just, you notice when you run, you get pushed back 2 steps. So running won't work against this guy, because you just go back 2 steps. When you step forward 2 times again, you just run into him again, because this guy, like, he constantly respawns whenever you step on his tile. And so even if you, like, you beat him, step back, step forward again, you know, you continue fighting him. So, no running from this guy, we just finish him off. Robot. You can do the Robocop. And we finish him off. And that'll give us, like I said, access to the other side of the cave. We just have a small cave to go through. The cave where we have Dr. Myau. he's reborn, of course. Like I said, as long as you don't stray from the path in this cave coming up, he won't run into Dr. Myau. That's why I went here preemptively to kind of show him off. So next time, all the times I went through here on the final approach, Dr. Matt is just if you take to the left there and go around, you've got him. That guy from Dr. Myau, and he was the one who was doing the experiments on animals and killed Myau if you let him experiment on him. Dr. Mad. That's where we got the Laconian pot from, which we needed to keep that Loma nut in. And that'll be another item that we'll put to use along with the arrow prism on the top of the Baya Malay Tower here. But first, we're going to have to climb that tower. And that is exactly what we'll be doing in the next episode. We'll be actually taking the correct path through there. Take a few detours, though, to grab some treasure that's along the path, but not, it's just like detour off the path. But, yeah, we'll be heading to the first floor, then going down to the right there on the northeast corner, and head up to the top of the tower to hopefully find Lassic's castle. Take care, have a good one. Thanks for following along. Have a good day. Bye.